Good afternoon, butt kickers. It's October 12th, the 285th day of 2011, which means it's the 9th ever Question Qwednesday. Yes, indeed, it's the one time of the month where your questions actually matter. I just want to make the distinction, however, that does not mean by any stretch of the imagination that your comments have increased in quality. They haven't increased in quality, but they have increased in relevancy. And this isn't meant to insult or discourage you. I'm just trying to regulate your self-image, which is important. Likewise, if any of my upcoming answers come off as backhanded or offensive to you, that's only because they were intended to come off as backhanded or offensive to you. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. What is the meaning of life? Well, Merriam-Webster gives like 20 definitions and multiple sub-definitions for life, so you could probably just pick your favorite. If you wanted a more philosophical approach, consider this picture. That's Plato flipping off some jerk for asking him what the meaning of life is. And Aristotle's like, oh snap! Can other Griff answer this question? Yes, he can, but no, he won't. What 3DS game are you looking forward to the most? Probably Super Mario Land 3D, or whatever the heck they're calling it these days. When you get right down to it, it's pretty hard to beat my main man Mario. Hey Griff, what's your favorite scientific subject? The scientific effects of a foot on a butt, and the force transferred when one is propelled into the other. So, like physics, I guess, but especially when applied to butt-kicking scenarios. Is the concept of insanity made solely as a measure for the concept of sanity? It sounds from your question like you're disregarding the concept of insanity as simply the opposite of what we generally regard as sanity, which means you're probably insane. Can you make other Griff drool again? No, but you can. It's called the replay button. What are your favorite cartoons? Tom and Jerry, South Park, Futurama, and the cutscenes from the CDI Zelda games, just to name a few. What inspired you to come up with other Griff? Inspiration had little to nothing to do with it. I just thought it would be funny to have a conversation with a perverted version of myself. It was meant as a one-off joke, originally. How silly I was to think that. How would you react if Psychonauts 2 was announced? It'd probably go something like this. Yes! Cool. In all seriousness, though, Double Fine says they have 6 big announcements for later this week, and I got my fingers crossed, my toes crossed, heck, my DNA crossed for that sequel. Admittedly, my DNA was already pretty gosh darn crossed, but now at least there's a reason for it to be crossed. Hey, Griff! What's up? Not much, man. Just sifting through all the junk to get to a few decent questions. It's harder than you think. If you could be any person, alive or dead, who would it be? Well, I wouldn't want to be any dead person, because then I'd be dead. Let's see, I wouldn't want to be a woman. I think the novelty would wear off around the same time I got my first period. And no old people, for obvious reasons. And I've already been John Malkovich, so if it's okay with you, I think I'm just going to be myself. What games are you looking forward to this holiday season? Bronze goes to Zelda Skyward Sword, Silver goes to Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception, and Gold goes to, what else? Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. What was the highest score you made on your SAT/ACT? I don't remember. I think I got at least a B+ on both of those. Griff, what's your favorite question asked so far, besides who will be the Master of Ceremonies for 2012? Well, your question has that question in it, so I'm going to have to go with your question. Who will be the Master of Ceremonies for 2012? Probably Dan Castellaneta, constantly alternating voices between Homer Simpson and the grandpa from Hey Arnold, but I'm not sure yet. What should I ask you about? Well, asking about what to ask about was certainly a more tolerable course of action than some other people's, that's for sure. What do you think would happen if YouTube stopped giving out partnerships? I think nothing more or less would happen than a lot of people would stop trying to get partnerships. No more annoying annotations telling you to like and comment on the video, no more constant reminders to subscribe. Also, YouTube would officially have to change its name to UsTube to avoid misrepresentation. Are you going to the Austin Comic Con from November 11th to the 13th? No, I'm not. Texans have a tendency to smell as it is, but put all the fattest ones together in one convention center at once, and they're all covered with makeup that something like a shower would ostensibly ruin, and you've got yourself a veritable stew of stink. Just kidding. I'd love to go, but I don't have the time. Got any plans for this channel after December 31st, 2011? Maybe something significant eventually, but all I can think of right now is ignoring it for the entire month of January 2012. Which is getting closer and closer by the day. Until tomorrow, and for the next 80 days, I'm Griff, and I'm still talking. Thanks for all the questions.